So, okay, in a piece for Vanity Fair, Ivanka Trump's former best friend dishes on the racist and classist behaviors Ivanka displayed while they were at an all-girls school in New York City. The writer says her motivation for writing it was she wants to ensure Ivanka will never recover from her decision to tie her fate to her father's. So, what do we think about the motivation behind this piece?
Well, let me just first go to Christina on Twitter. Christina says, this essay does not surprise me, nor did we learn anything new about Ivanka. It will never affect her future prospects for work, no matter how many former friends come out to condemn her. She's daddy's favorite girl, and she will be part of anything that he does next. Christina, I agree with you, but I also disagree with the end in the sense of, yes, for sure she's going to be a part of whatever her dad does next, but probably so much more. Here's what I think makes Ivanka maybe even more dangerous than Donald Trump. Ivanka is a shapeshifter. You know, Donald Trump, for all of what he is, isn't necessarily someone who can slide into almost every situation, but Ivanka can. And she has said that she obviously has cultivated a certain kind of authenticity, as if it's something you can cultivate. And she has said that that is a strategy of how she presents herself to the world. Now, shapeshifters, if you follow superhero stories, they're so sinister because they can basically become what people want in any given moment. Think about how intelligent you have to be able to walk into a room and shapeshift into something that people want to see and then infiltrate that environment. It's how Ivanka was able to infiltrate New York society, still has very powerful friends in New York society, and this is the skill she's going to use after Trump leaves office. And we're going to see the effects of that for many years to come since she's so young. She is the heir of the Trump dynasty, and she could be a much more powerful poison to the world.
Well, Lainey, what we've seen. Go ahead, Steph. Oh, so what I've seen obviously with the rise of the Trump presidency is that we have a man who is a admitted sexual predator, and he's still getting elected to the highest office in the land. And now we see that his daughter is following right in his footsteps. And it was not surprising, understanding exactly where the lineage comes from and understanding exactly the privilege that she has been provided. I understand that this was in the context of her friend, but the truth is that we knew what we're getting when Ivanka comes to the table. That being said, I think that what surprises me the most, or what hurts me the most, is the willingness for people to actually overlook this and still give her access. That's the problem, because it's not the power does not reside in Ivanka Trump. The power resides in our ability to be able to say, you know what, we're going to distance ourselves. And I think collectively as a community, we're not willing to do that. We still want to be a part of whatever they're doing. It's shown over the last 4 years, people voted for this man. 70 million people still voted for this man after he's shown exactly what he's willing to do. And I don't think that Ivanka is going to change that at all.
I don't know if this article truly shocks the world. I kind of read it and thought, you know, I feel like this reads pretty much like an episode of Gossip Girl. Am I really surprised that the apple may not fall too far from the tree? No. But in myself, personally, I'm thinking, well, what is the motive here? As a journalist, I become skeptical. I'm challenged or critical of the motive of my source. And so why now? Why at all? If you're her so-called friend, why are you coming with this information as though you're trying to save the world? Where were you 4 years ago? Where were you 5 years ago? And myself, with a magnitude of trust issues, I cannot trust the pettiness that comes across in moments of this article.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. I question this. She was friends with her, so it seems a little two-faced for her to have been at one point in time thrilled to be in Ivanka's company presumably, but now, and never seemingly speaking up against some of the things that she witnessed or heard her say. But now, since the world has turned or most of the world, the right side of the world has turned against this family and her. This woman decides to share all this stuff. I find that questionable. And I wonder also if this is preaching to the converted. I think it's in Vanity Fair. This is already a pretty left-leaning group of readers. I think it would have been more impactful if she decided to share this story with, let's say, Fox News or another sort of right-wing organization. And I mean, let's be honest, Ivanka is a product of her upbringing. I don't know why anyone is surprised that she's following in the footsteps of her father. It's not unlike the royal family. Like, it takes a lot for someone to step out and question the royals, or like the mob. You never go against the family, you know, that kind of a thing. So again, I don't know why we expect any more from Ivanka than what she is. And I don't know if she can be a successful shapeshifter. I think the people who know what that family's all about will forever know that she's a part of it.